Buying a car in Carvana was so easy. I was able to finance it through them.
Whoa, wait, you mean finance?
Yeah, finance. Got pre-qualified for a Carvana auto loan, entered my terms, and shot from thousands of great car options all within my budget.
That's cool, but financing through Carvana was so easy.
Financed. Done. And I get to pick up my car from their Carvana vending machine tomorrow.
Financed.
Right, that's what I said.
You can spend time trying to pronounce financing, or you can actually finance and buy your car today on
Carvana.
Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
Static buzz in the midnight air. Travic and spook are in the gamer's lair. Blue drops falling like a neon rain. Pixel worlds driving us insane. Halo rings light up the fight. Sonic speed blurs through the night. Diablo's demons in the dungeon's breath. Path of Exile paths leading to death. Live farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. Talk of bosses grinding bones. Legends born in gaming zones. Quests that stretch beyond the frame. In this podcast we name the game. Controllers on the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. Loot farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. Controllers hum the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. Loot farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Loot, Farming, and Gossip. You got me, the host, Spooker HD, the co-host, Travic, and our guest star, Mr. HbergLT.
How's it going, everyone? Good to see you.
So today is a special episode. We got kind of two things going on. We have very deep into League mercenaries for Path of Exile 1, and we have exactly 1 month until 0.3 Path of Exile 2 major update, which I've heard some behind the scenes things.
Go.
I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about, but we'll get into our thoughts and ideas about what we are allowed to talk about. But with this being a special episode and a guest star,
Hey, if not, spill the beans.
well,
I'm all over the floor, man.
yeah,
Open
beans
up that
everywhere.
whole can, dude. We want to hear it.
Beans everywhere. So our classic introduction to our guest star is we like to get into the very beginning, the starting of what made video games such a lifelong journey for you. So we'll start with the very basic question of what was your first experience and decision turning point where you decided this is what I love and I just can't get enough of it?
Oh, man. That's a great question. All right, so I was yay high. I think I must have been about 4 or 5 years old. And I'm pretty sure my pops got either... I think we had Sega Genesis first before NES. Now, I'm not kind of getting specific as to which one was actually released first, but which one we actually owned. And I remember as far back as to the first Super Mario, right? Super Mario Brothers there with Duck Hunt right on NES. I
Duck
remember
Hunt.
that, but I'm pretty sure the Sega Genesis was the first controller I ever picked up. It was with the old school Mortal Kombat, one of the best ever too, right? 2 and 3
totally.
there. And Sonic the Hedgehog 2 to be specific. And I still have such fond memories, man, of both of those games. When I've played Mortal Kombat all the way up to the ones they have today, I still have Sonic the Hedgehog 2 right up there for Nintendo DS version, because unfortunately I don't have the Sega Genesis, of course, anymore.
Right.
And that's basically what solidified it. So I think like it was I was a very active kid when I was younger. Especially even back then, outside a lot, running around, got into a bunch of sports too. Obviously not recreational, but just still playing them there and being out in the yard and out in the streets with the homies. And my dad too, being a big sports fan. But when I picked up that controller and started playing it, man, it was just a total different feel. Like this felt, it just felt special. Like it felt different. It felt like a huge bonus to life. Like it's not just a toy. It's not like, you know, a new car, a new pair of shoes. This is something I now have access to all the time. It's at home. I'm safe. I'm in my own space. And it's just me and the game, right? I think that's probably the best way I can put it. And that just locked it in for me. And I said, this is great. This is so fun. This feels challenging. I feel great about what I'm doing, you know, beating these levels and, you know, just collecting rings and bouncing on these heads. It's just as simple as that, man. I was locked in. Yeah.
So I got two questions to tie into those beginnings.
Yeah.
First one, Scorpion or Sub-Zero?
Oh man, you know what? This has been a long time battle for me and internally. So, Sub-Zero for the visuals, the aesthetic, the style.
Okay.
But I've always pumped out better fights and combos with Scorpion. Like I do love them both equally. I have to literally draw the line at 50-50. I love them both.
Fair.
But I think that's probably the best way I can put it. I have a much better win streak, or even definitely career in general with Scorpion across all the platforms. But I can definitely still whoop some ass with Sub-Zero. And again, I just think visually he's much better looking. The ice infusion, right? And just the costume, everything. Scorpion his mask is pretty sweet, but the Lin Kuei in general, great, man.
Dude,
the 50-50, I gotta say with honor.
Oh yeah, 100%. I actually like that answer. Between me and my best friend, we were the same way. We were tied. We loved both characters, but I always ended up being Scorpion. Hence, you know, the big creation behind like Hell's Dock, which is the name of my Discord.
Yep.
And the new server tags that they have, Hell. So I've just always been a fan.
Yeah, I noticed.
Very, very pyromaniac. So the fire behind Scorpion was always like in his whole lava burning realm that he goes to. So that was my choice between the two. Travic, did you play a bunch of Mortal Kombat?
None of you guys even like Reptile. My boy, you're not getting any kind of love. Jesus.
Hey, that was just number one question.
Boy.
The most popular characters.
He wasn't asked about, but Reptile definitely ramps, man. Yeah, I have a good time with Reptile too. Yeah, he's good.
He was awesome in the early Mortal Kombats because when he went in Invis, it was truly Invis, not none of this current day Invis where you can see the outline or the shimmer. Yeah, he was full Invis. You didn't know where the heck he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, Reptile's great. I do enjoy the combos of his that he has in the new one too, Invisible or not, but his dash and stuff and some of his projectile. He's very fast, good combos, for sure. And it's just such a unique design. Looks super cool. Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that means you're really excited for the Mortal Kombat movie coming out then, right?
Number two, it actually looks better than number one.
Yeah, it looks.
Is
really
it
good.
number two?
Yeah,
Are you sure it's not number three?
No,
it's number two coming out.
Based on number two, all the things are like Johnny Cage, like everything you see. Is
Carl
Johnny
Urban.
Cage. Yeah,
Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage.
Okay.
That's I saw a trailer the other day. You know what? I'm actually kind of allergic to trailers these days. I don't want to watch too much. They show way too much spoilers. But what I did see,
they ruin everything. It's
exactly,
terrible.
Man. I agree.
They give you the TLDR in like 2 minutes, of course. And but one thing I did see is a clip of Carl Urban there as Johnny Cage, and I got to say that was a great cast. Yeah, he looks pretty good for that.
Yeah, nice. You know, after everything he's done, I only know of him because of The Boys, right? So like seeing the badass guy from The Boys coming into this like quirky Johnny Cage role. It's just like I don't know, dude. I was excited, man.
No, I hear you. I totally get what you mean by that, man. It's a total different spectrum for him, and you know, he's like looking for me. He's looking for me, boy.
You know,
but not in this
funny.
one.
I'm looking him up right now because you know we have the power to do this, and he played Judge Dredd in the 2012 movie Dredd. He was Dredd.
He was also in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and Doom and Riddick.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh,
Doom, I remember.
Movies.
Yep, him and Dwayne Johnson. Yep, he's one of the Marines.
And he was in Ghost Ship. What the hell?
I actually don't remember him in Ghost Ship, but I did see that movie. That's a good movie.
I did see that movie too. Yeah, like I'm looking at
that's
this,
a trip.
like looking at this like list of movies right now, and I'm like, like he pops up. It says on like the Bourne Ultimatum, but I don't see him in the cast list. I'm like, where the hell was he in the Bourne? Like I don't know. It's weird.
Oh yeah,
man.
the Bourne movies. Yeah, so the Bourne movies, he actually plays a rival hitman. Like he's basically the one that he's hired to take out Jason Bourne.
You know, if I never saw The Boys and I went into Mortal Kombat, I would never know who this guy is. I would just think he's just some dude they like casted.
Yeah, there you go.
It's wild.
Yeah. Well, at least in that way, like sometimes about viewings like that though, Trav, is you kind of have a better viewing experience as their acting performance. You don't really compare this role that you're watching right now to their previous roles.
Okay,
you say,
okay.
like for example, if you were to watch Daniel Radcliffe, this is a good example. Yeah. So the Daniel Radcliffe factor. If you have never seen Harry Potter and you're watching Daniel Radcliffe today, you say, "Oh no, I saw this young gentleman in there. He did a great job or something." But most of us, every time we see Daniel Radcliffe in another movie, we're always just thinking
Little
about Harry Potter, of course, right?
You want an insight to my life? I'll tell you something really cool. Speaking of Daniel Radcliffe,
let us in.
I have never read outside of the first Harry Potter book any of the Harry Potter books, and every time I've ever tried to watch a Harry Potter movie, I've fallen asleep about 20 minutes in.
Well, I'm not far off. I have never even finished any of the Harry Potter books.
We had to
I know
Potter
most of their
1.
titles. Most of the titles, but I did successfully I did successfully marathon the Harry Potter movies there a couple of years ago with the wife, because she's not a huge book fan or Harry Potter fan in general, but she does enjoy the movies and she has read most of the books. So we gave it a shot, and I gotta say they're better than I thought.
It's crazy.
I only read the first one because it was a school requirement.
There you go.
School.
Yeah, it was a summer reading school requirement when I was in like middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my son at like age 8 had read all the Harry Potter books.
Oh yeah, my brother,
big fanatic.
My brother's pretty much the same. He crushed them out like this the day they came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but big franchise, man. A lot of diehard fans, Harry Potheads as we call them, of course, and it's very successful for a reason, dude. It's actually an incredible fantasy, massive world, and it's just very well written.
Yeah, no, it's great entertainment, and it's funny that you say like couldn't really finish the books, but you could marathon all 9 movies, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've been more of a cinephile than a bookworm my whole life.
True.
I mean,
taking that same idea in that context, right, where you can turn entertainment and actually be able to enjoy the story and the plot and all that stuff, right? It's funny because I was watching Pox, the Messiah of RF for Path of Exile 1, the other day, and he was like, he was talking about the similar concept that he hates geography, absolutely hates geography. But then he started playing this game. I don't remember the name of the game, but he's like, they turned it into a game for me. And now I'm like, I can explain geography. I know geography now. And it's crazy how.
No guesser?
I have no idea what name.
Yeah,
it was
that's one I was thinking of too.
It was a name I never heard
game?
of. It was a name I never heard. It wasn't that one. Or maybe it was. I don't know. I could be.
Tell him to play Risk.
Risk
is good.
Risk was an awesome board game back in the day. OG board games. Yeah. Great.
You got to clear your whole day schedule though, right? If you're ready for a good one.
I more like the weekend. It's a long game. You would have to pause overnight, take a nap, and get back up in the morning to finish.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
There was a Risk board game too that every time you played it, you could put stickers on the board game and like you would rip the cards up and like certain factions were just deleted and certain events could never happen again.
You're
Yeah,
talking
it's an
about
interesting twist.
you're talking about the
Spice it up.
The board game Risk. I think it's called Risk Legacy.
Oh, okay.
There's another one too. I think it's relatively similar. I think there's one called Catan, Catan. It has a bunch of expansions too that you can add on to the game. And my cousins actually have been meaning to try to get me to play this with them one time. It actually sounds really cool. I do like concepts like that as well.
Yeah, Risk Legacy says that it's a whole unique board game style, and every time you do certain things, you open up new sections of the game that override and rewrite other sections. So like if we played right now and you invaded me and you met a certain requirement and XYZ happened, the next time we played, certain parts of the faction would be removed, or you couldn't do certain things ever again. It was like a one-time thing.
Sweet.
Hey, new rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I mean, that's same concept of action RPGs, right? They bring back a season, they bring back new rules, new things, new items, and make it a whole new refreshed experience.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's honestly, man, they really have to do that though, because as much as min-maxing can be a long-term project, it's completely based on probability, and it's technically almost impossible to get completely perfect everything on everything, especially when, it's not everything is a unique item related with minimal stats that can vary. Like when you're getting into the rare weapons and rare items and stuff, it's tough, man. Like, I mean, even for another game that's been a lifelong favorite for me is Diablo 2. Of course, Diablo 2 Resurrected is a game I stream quite often, and I've been playing since 2021 quite a lot. Thousands of hours into it by now. I can probably name maybe 3 items across multiple characters that are level 99 that are actually a min-max piece, like perfectly rolled. And those are only uniques, not even rares. And yeah, that's why, like, for ARPG seasonal gameplay like this, they need to introduce new things so you can, switch things up, add variety to your gameplay, and just, again, try new things, right? It's refreshing, and that's honestly what keeps them alive. Like, if, for example, any of those games, D2R, D4, D3, Path of Exiles 1 and 2, Epoch, whatever it is, if they never brought in seasonal themes, those games would be they would almost be dead, right? They would have a loyal player base that does enjoy the whole min-maxing or trying out different builds and just simply playing the game for what it is. But
Right.
they would certainly not have nearly the amount of concurrent player base as they do, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's one of the kinds. I think it's like probably the main genre that does that the best. There's other games like battle royales that do the battle pass seasons and maybe switch things up, seasonal themes. Fortnite will kind of change up the maps or add things to the world. Apex, they'll rotate in different arenas or switch it up, maybe nerf some guns and introduce new guns, right? Pretty similar things, but I think ARPGs have always been the main game genre to do that sort of thing.
I mean, before we had like Diablo 2 and stuff, you always had things like Magic the Gathering that would release new sets every so many months. And like Pokemon would do the same thing. They would, there was always like card games and board games that would like rotate things out before, the gaming world became the gaming world.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. I think if a lot of these games didn't have the seasons and didn't have the spice, we wouldn't have it. If you look at, and you make a really good example of like Path of Exile. If you look at like the last year, PoE 1 never had a change, or over the last year, right? We had Settlers League, and Settlers League just tanked out to nothing over the course of the year. But now, you get this new season, it's new, fresh, and we are 42 days in, and just the Steam concurrent player base, 42 days in, is 43,000 players, which is the healthiest Path of Exile has been, or PoE 1's been in a year plus, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you need it. You absolutely need it.
So how long? So Settlers League lasted. They did it twice, right? Because that's. I mean, I haven't played much of PoE 1, but when I played, it was
a year.
Oh, okay. And they have 4-month seasons, right?
Year. Yeah.
Okay, so they basically repeated it. Yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
They brought like events, so they like redid Settlers and events, and it was just the same thing. Nothing changed.
The main comment, actually, I recall seeing that quite a lot. Is
they pulled a D2R.
Well,
yeah.
So like, so as somebody
literally.
who plays so much D2R, like I can't play D2R. I love Diablo 2 to hell and back. I play Diablo 2 almost every day religiously, but not D2R.
Yeah.
I will like, and it's not because of the graphics. It's not because it's Resurrected. I can't play D2 as much anymore because simply due to the fact that like D2R didn't do anything. It never changed anything. It never added the quality of life. And then you play some of these games like Project Diablo 2 or Project Diablo 2 Awakening or Median, and they just have this like completely fresh experience. So I give you credit. I couldn't go back to D2R after, sipping the juice.
Yeah, I'll probably get around to
Purple
trying
juice.
Project at some point. But
if you honest to God love D2 it sounds like probably more than I do, and you would love.
I know, yeah, I know what you're saying. I've heard this so many times. Even my brother was the same thing. Trust me, yeah, you'd love Project. I honestly, I know I would. Again, not crazy about the old graphics, but I don't think it'd be hard to get over.
It's got shaders, man. It's got shaders. It looks fantastic. It doesn't look anything like the old graphics. But just imagine, right? Just imagine you get your level 90 Grand Charm from Bail Runs, and you want to reroll a skiller with life, right? Now you sit there and you stack up 2 stash tabs of perfect gems, 3 stash tabs of perfect gems, right?
Imagine, been there many times.
Imagine being able to stack 400 gems on top of each other in a currency tab.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. That's like one of the biggest qualities of life that we're looking for, man. The currency stacking, the inventory charm for your character, and so much more, man. The slamming and corrupting, right? The new maps, the build variety, right? The Rathma fight. There's a lot of stuff, man, that definitely intrigues me. But
addictive personality.
I just haven't seen to just crack that shell yet. Yeah.
I actually this season, I think it's season 11. I raced the Paladin ladder for air quotes world first for declone kill, for tier 2 declone kill, which is like the same equivalent of like the Rathma fight.
Okay.
And I got first place by like 20 minutes.
Oh, congrats, man. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's freaking awesome.
We I didn't know the other guy was working on it. He didn't know I was working on it either, but we ended up talking. We both started like Thursday of league, league starts on a Friday. So the following Thursday we were geared up, ready to go. And from Thursday to Monday, we were making attempt after attempt after attempt. And then Monday afternoon, or late Sunday night, whatever it was. But I can go back and look at the times. I ended up killing it, and 20 minutes later, he got the second place kill.
That's sweet though, man. Congrats to that. Congrats to both of you guys.
Awesome feat. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great feat. Yeah, I agree.
Oh.
Yeah, it's things like that. That's that really makes it stand out. Go ahead, Spook.
Yeah. But now, what did you get from that?
An aura. It's an aura that goes on your character that you can keep for the whole season and goes in standard.
So basically, like an MTX that you can equip across your account.
Yeah, you get an MTX, and it's very significant because it's like a top 3 aura. So like anybody who kills a tier 2 boss gets an aura. There's a very big difference between like a top 3 kill, because he gives it to the top 3 guys. So it's very different from the top 3 to the regular aura. So like you go, like every character I make in this league going forward, if I join a game, like my character has this like crazy aura going on around it, which is really sweet. I really would, cool. If all this stuff came to D2R, like if the D2R devs just hired this guy,
didn't they
just hired him and just let him work, it'd be great.
I've said this so many times too. I mean, like I haven't even played the game, but I've watched a lot of it. My brother plays PD2 religiously. I watch a bunch of great creators like Humility. I'll definitely be checking out your stuff too. And my buddy Papa Chris, they're all amazing creators. Watched a bunch of Spooker and 2. And I've seen so much about PD2, and I've always said the same thing too when people ask me, during my D2R streams, you ever gonna come over and try to say right now it's not on the menu? I've always been intrigued to do it. I am definitely eager to try, the gameplay difference and the class variety, the quad, all that stuff, man. It checks off all the boxes. But if they ever brought all of that over to D2R, I honestly don't see me playing any other game. Like maybe, when the season slows down, definitely get back and, some Path of Exile 2 for sure. And, I have some other personal favorite games, of course. But yeah, in terms of my streaming content, I think that's the only thing I would play, man.
I would drop everything in a if they did it, I agree with you. I would drop everything in a heartbeat and go right back tomorrow, D2R immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, PD2R.
PD2R. Senpai, like at first, I remember Senpai saying multiple times that like even if they gave him the ability to do it, he wouldn't. But I think recently he finally like came out and changed his mind and said that like if he actually got the ability to do and work on the D2R version of PD2 and convert it over to D2R, that he actually would consider it.
Well, I'm glad
cool. I didn't know that.
I hope that's true. I'm glad he had a change of heart, and I guess let's just wait. Well, all right. So he recently, if that was said maybe on a stream or a post or something, and that's great, and it can be cited. So if he recently said that, and then Blizzard said the whole thing like, oh, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Diablo 2, if you think you've seen and done it all, wait till you see, the chaos we've yet to unleash. That would be honestly pretty damn. That would be like insanely cool if they just said, our announcement is the fact that we've teamed up with a legendary team and Senpai and his team, and we are now introducing, like, that would, to me, my head would go through the roof here, dude.
There's no shot they're doing anything for the 25th, right? Like, there's no shot they're bringing any kind of weird quality of life. It's got to be all
the 25th.
Man.
Wait, what was the anniversary we just had? Was it the 25th?
So it was the 25th year anniversary.
Yeah, right? Okay.
And they made a Twitter post teasing that if you think you've seen and done it all, wait till you see the chaos we're about to unleash.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I have some insight from that.
Yeah, so some people were speculating that it's probably just going to be another 22 Nights of Terror sort of thing, like the whole Christmas thing they did.
Right.
And I said, to be honest, I really don't think it's going to be something as little as that to make a post like this, because I'm sure they're aware that if they were to make a post like this with the hype and then they just under deliver, like incredibly under delivered. They know they just know they'll be in the crosshairs and be under so much freaking hot fire they'll never recover from it, right? So I don't think they want to embarrass themselves, and I'm hoping they just they give the people what they want. And I also think it's important not to get your hopes up too high. It's a really old game, and there's only so much you can do in terms of a remaster and a reskin. So
well, hold on, let me ask you, because you're more of a D2 guy than I, like a regular D2 guy than I am. Wasn't there rumors way back in the day that there was an expansion past Baal?
Oh yeah, there were just all rumors, man, fan theories and stuff like that, and just getting expanded. Just the word gets around, man.
Fake expansions like the Golden City.
Was the talk of the expansion past Baal actually a real thing that was canceled?
No, it certainly was not. I am in the partner program, but I'm speaking like personally for myself and the owned just digging that I've done and investigating. This has nothing to do with insider info. Just want to make that clear. It was never actually something. This is just like fan wish, fan theory, speculation, ideas, concepts. Yeah, that's it.
I asked AI. I love doing these podcasts because we can always like look shit up. But I asked AI, and it says Diablo 2 was originally planned to have a second expansion after Lord of Destruction, which may have been codenamed Diablo 2 Salvation. This expansion would have focused on expanding the game's multiplayer features, including new classes, including the cleric. However, Blizzard ultimately decided to shift their focus to Diablo 3, and the second expansion was canceled. The video discuss this, and then it goes on to say, this is a video that discusses and shows the case of direction. And it said Blizzard North planned the original development. It focused on multiplayer, the stuff like that, and then they had the trademark, and they just canceled it all.
That's it right there, yeah. So Blizzard North was unfortunately bonked, right? And I'm pretty sure they no longer exist. So there's a couple estimates as well. Has a great video, but it's just that's basically it. Like, it was all speculation, like they hoped to, but it just got shut down and it never even got off the ground. So
this is why we never got StarCraft Ghost.
It's just like most of the
I was so hyped for that.
Even in the Reddit will say that it was going to happen, but then it got scrapped, or like it was in development or something, and then they dropped it or whatever for Diablo 3. Sure. Not quite. That's what I was being specific about. It unfortunately just never even got its feet off the ground. But
that's crazy.
Yeah. Lord of Destruction is just in general, for any expansion to any type of game, it's just one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I can't see how they do anything with D2R at this stage in the league that ever topples what that game is in sense. I mean, like small things like adding Sundering Charm, adding Mosaic, Like those were things that made it cool, but it was like look,
Terror
I don't
zones
care.
and such. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's only Mosaic. Everything else kind of sucks, right? Like I'm Assassin through and through forever. But I don't know how, like, I don't know what they could do for me as a gamer. Speaking from somebody who like is a Path of Exile type of player, right? Could want to come back to D2R, knowing what's out there with things like Median or PD2, or there's even a mod recently called Project Diablo 2 Awakening, which expands on Project Diablo 2 in ways that Project Diablo 2 doesn't even touch.
Sweet. Check it out.
So
Well, if they're in terms of you asking, like you don't really know what they could do, they could literally just do Project Diablo 2 Resurrected. Yeah, that'll be a good baseline, right? Let's start there. For sure.
Yeah, I've actually had discussions with part of the engineering devs for D2R that he keeps telling me that there's more coming. He won't say anything more, but he says there's more coming. So
yeah, all I'm gonna say is in terms of just some background info that I've gotten. Right? I of course can't say too much, but like long story short is there's only so much they can do with the game that is that old, and especially because there's still legacy mode and it's a remastered version. Right? It's not an entire brand new game. They're still following that base code line and stuff, so they are quite limited. But in order to bring in some of these big changes or expansions that a lot of us are hoping for, they have to go back a lot. It's like plain and simple, it's just a lot of fucking work for manpower that they don't really currently have.
they don't have the manpower. Yeah, that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. Warlock, new Ubers, tentative early April 2026. Some rebalance, quality of life, stackable gems, Holy Grail tracking, loot
Ben
filter.
Pipes, 2 people, 3 people.
Yeah. That's the example people use all the time. It's like, fuck, let's look at Senpai. Look at the
Look what he's
project team.
done over.
Let's
Right,
look at 3 guys sitting in their basement,
Yeah.
like doing.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
But
I'm not saying it's you, right? Like I hear what you guys are both saying.
Oh
And
yeah,
I understand like devs are busy and they have like boards to reach out to. But if this guy can make 11 seasons, 3 Ubers, multiple tiers of Ubers, 12 or 14 different maps, entire new skills, entire new trees at WASD, it has WASD and it works flawlessly. As somebody who plays a Boston character, it works flawlessly.
it works great.
It's fantastic. You suck. Like, there's
You suck at the
You're
game.
going to tell me that the guy who works off donations is able to produce better content than devs on a salary.
Well,
With
his
an entire
donations probably pay
Blizzard
more than the
content.
Blizzard dev salaries. Just saying.
Oh, it's it's incredibly supportive, man. You love to see it.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, maybe next season. Yeah, it's kind of still in speculation for me. Yeah.
So
Sorry, I'm passionate. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. That's what this is all about. I love it. I love it when you bring fire
It's
to
all
the
good, man.
topics
It's great.
and
Honestly, great
discussions.
topic. Talk about this all day.
So you, HbergLT, dove into Path of Exile 1 shortly before Path of Exile 2 launched, right? Because you have been such a hardcore Diablo dude. As far as I have been following, I haven't been following for the longest time, but all the content that you've done has been community based with Diablo 2 Resurrected. And I think there were some other things going on. So what made you decide? What was the turning point that you were like, hey, Path of Exile's a great game. We got this Path of Exile 2 coming soon. What was the tipping point in your decision to actually try out Path of Exile 1?
Oh, there's a few things. I think the main, if I would give something a number 1, was just my variety of gameplay. Like personally, wanted the eagerness to try something new and just play a new game, because everybody knows the feeling when you boot up any RPG for your first time playing, and you get out there and you start killing shit and you start equipping some gear, some sick ass looking weapons, and that's the flow, right? It starts feeling good, you're looking sick, the gameplay feels great, and you're just hooked right away. That's the That's the whole draw about ARPGs in general. But I would say the other reasons though is because around that time, the seasonal gameplay and the player base, even Travic in general, like it starts to die off faster and faster and faster, like as the D2R seasons go by. And I was also being asked quite a lot about Path of Exile and just being influenced by other great creators when I would check it out to try the game, right? Because they just made it look so fun, and it has a lot of fundamentals and in-game mechanics and stuff like that that I enjoy from D2R in that game, but even more. And I just was also very excited for Path of Exile too. So it's basically all those reasons, right? Trying a new game, right? It's just getting a new interest, scratching the itch, giving my viewers variety content, that they're interested in, and just a variety of content for myself too, of course. Getting ready for Path of Exile 2, understanding, some of the base game mechanics, learning the lore. Yep. All that stuff I would say.
So really what you're telling me is it was the teaser trailer of the Druid that drew you in.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. He knows me, man. He knows me. Yeah, the Druid for sure. And the teaser trailer for Path of Exile 2 sold me instantly. Not just visually. It's just gorgeous looking, right? The graphics looked great, but also just, again, the class variety. Wasdemu was definitely an interesting introduction for me to play on an RPG. That felt great. The Mercenary class thought was super cool, right? The whole Grenadier, automatic crossbow, very, very cool concept. Certainly different than, the Demon Hunter on D3 there with the kind of the automatic dual wielding hand crossbows. Similar concept, but they kind of did a little bit better in my opinion. So yeah, I would say the Mercenary and the Druid were the things that really drew me in. And after playing, again, I didn't play much PoE 1 at all compared to you two guys and a lot of other players out there.
Right.
Like, you're going to laugh when I say this. I have 48 hours in Path of Exile 1 because those were all streaming hours I did leading up to the launch of PoE 2's early access release on December 6th. I just wanted to get my feet wet and, again, understand those fundamentals, as I said before. And I'm glad I did because it got me super pumped. And I was saying to myself all week and saying to the viewers as well, like, I wish I had started earlier, man. I just wish I had picked up that game sooner and started earlier because I don't feel like I'm too late to the party to invest in it. But now that Path of Exile 2 is here, that's where my primary interest is. And I do, of course, still enjoy playing and streaming D2R very much. And it's kind of hard for me to fit Path of Exile 1 in there because I know I have literally hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of hours to prepare myself for. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. But you're squeezing in Tarkov.
Yeah. Actually, recently I streamed this game a lot back in 2000, from like November 2020 till about September 2021, and that's when D2R launched, right? September 21st, 2021 or 23rd, and I had stopped streaming Tarkov that same week, and I've been streaming ARPG content since then. Ever since. Yep.
Nice. So
yeah, it's Tarkov is another personal favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it? Okay, so how does the D2 guy go to Tarkov?
Well, I grew up with, I can give you a little background here. So I grew up playing a lot of FPS as well. So you're asking me earlier the first console where it was like Sega Genesis and this and that. And
hang on, pause. Quick intro. What was your first major FPS?
First major, probably Counter-Strike. Probably say the original Counter-Strike, yeah.
In a LAN center at your house.
Sorry?
In a LAN center at your house.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. There you go. LAN
Which one?
parties, man. So, just the original, and then it went to CS Source. I never really got into CSGO too much, though.
My first Counter-Strike was in a LAN party. He's asking,
oh, okay.
Was your Counter-Strike at a LAN party or at your house?
Oh, no, yeah, it's at home. It was at home.
At home.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. My brother and I.
Sorry for the breaking news in interruption.
No.
Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad you clarified. Yep, Counter-Strike, played a lot of Counter-Strike Source as well. And then, of course, the OG days of Halo. And then getting into the 64-bit era, right? Playing fucking like Doom and Perfect Dark, especially GoldenEye, right? Little split screen, at home type of LAN parties there. Yeah, man. But definitely Counter-Strike was the first. And I was locked in. It was great. It was fun, right? It was competitive. It was sweaty. It was
super
it
sweaty.
Felt very achieving, man. Yeah, it was great. And then Battlefield as well. Of course, Battlefield, another personal favorite. Battlefield 2, specifically Battlefield 2, is one of my favorite FPS of all time. And then we start getting into battle royales, right? Big fan of PUBG. Definitely liked Apex 2 quite a lot.
Oh, dude, I have so many hours in Apex. My wife still plays Apex.
Oh, Apex is great. And then I would say to finish it off, Call of Duty. That was a huge chunk of my high school FPS gaming prime. I got a little bit too into it, I'd have to say. Had to step away, but yeah, played a shit ton of Call of Duty 4-1, won a bunch of local tournaments and stuff, and never really got into the whole MLG guys, but was contacted a few times. And Call of Duty 4-2, aka Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, was a game that I did very well in. Got very sweaty with, very competitive. It came to a point where it wasn't just games with 2 digits or 30 plus kills and those kind of streaks. No, it came down to a point where I was literally on tactical nuke streaks, and I think my record was 5 games in a row for T-nukes. And then life started to just take off, and it was high school years, so yep, just went had to put it down at some point, right?
Yep, makes sense.
Let's catch the ADHD
Just
and pull it back.
life.
So the original question was, what transferred you from D2 or the Diablo to
Well, I guess the
Tarkov?
whole backstory here is a great lead into it.
Yeah.
No, I was leading into it. So like, basically, you know what? I don't know. Like, my first ARPG was on the PlayStation 1, and that's when we played Diablo 1 couch co-op with my brother. I can't remember exactly what year that was, but we were pretty young, right? So that was the only ARPG I was really playing, right? And then once we experienced Counter-Strike and stuff, it was kind of back and forth between us just making different characters, having fun playing Diablo 1, and then going back to Counter-Strike. And then when Diablo 2 dropped, I wasn't playing much FPS at all, unless there were some random days we were just doing some variety and didn't really feel like playing D2, gonna switch it up, link up with the guys online, play some of that, right? Some more Counter-Strike, and sort of back and forth between those two. But those are the two main genres that have always interested me the most and enjoy. And I would say my third main, they all deserve the same spot on the podium, is just RPGs in general. Like, the whole RPG genre is favorite. Fallout 3 is my personal favorite game of all time. Diablo 2 being number 2. Number 2, and The Last of Us Part 1 would be my number 3. So there's kind of a little background there. So I don't really have an answer as to exactly what pulled me to FPS from ARPG, or even pulled me back to ARPG from FPS. It's just something that I've always had, on my plate.
Sure.
And just like to pick at each and one of them, from time to time. Yeah, honestly, equal love for both. But they also bring in different types of enjoyment for me and satisfaction, also a sense of achievement, right? Like, there's the competitive side with ARPGs and FPS, just a different scale. Like when Travic there was talking about racing for, the T2D clone, I like to do racing for max level caps, right? Level 99 races D2R, and certainly going to be getting into the whole level 100 race for Path of Exile 2 at some point, and would like to expand there. And then the FPS scene, right? Of course, tournaments. KD locks, the tactical nuke streaks, taking home some money from some sweet tourneys, right? Stuff like that. So they definitely scratch different itches, but I feel like they both bring the same caliber for me in terms of enjoyment. Yeah, probably the best way I can put it.
If you're gonna start racing Path of Exile 2, we'll talk off stream, but I have a buddy who runs a Discord, and his mod team will go around and they will purposely map out every zone and find like the best routes to take for zones. And the guy who's been winning the races right now, credits a lot of his success to like this Discord, where like they've mapped out all the zones and the best way to levels and best pathing and everything. So we'll have to link up, and I can give you good information and resources, especially if that's something you want to do.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's great. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll certainly be in touch.
Yeah, there's a lot of information in there. I was actually kind of bamboozled by some of the stuff that I was like, wow. Because like there's zones that you would search the whole zone because you're looking for the entrance, and you pass by it, or it's in a general location, and it's like, it's crazy. There's only like 7 layouts, and there's only one that it's over here. So you have a 6 out of 7 chance that you go this particular route and you'll hit it almost every time. It's crazy what the work they do in there.
So tell me, you're 43 hours into Path of Exile, and you're how many hours into Tarkov?
48.
Oh, okay. So in 48 hours. Okay. So do you have a memorable moment? Do you have a memorable moment both in Path of Exile in the first 43 hours and a memorable moment in Tarkov in the first 48? Like if you had to pick one of the games and share a good moment.
For Path of Exile, 48 hours. I checked my Steam even the other day. Someone asked me. So 48 hours in Path of Exile 1, and most likely well over 1,000 hours for Tarkov at this point. I'm not too sure if they have a tracker, actually. Maybe they do, but I'll have to find it for you at some point. But I know for sure well over 1,000 hours. And so within the first 48 hours of both games... okay. So for Path of Exile, for me, it was actually learning the concept of the color links in gear and the skill gems with the support gems. That was super satisfying. I thought it was fucking awesome concept, and I was just happy to actually grasp it and understand it. And then it came to a point where it was triggering my OCD because I like as I was learning the game, I had to check like all these items. I wasn't playing with the loot filter, right? Or item filter. So I was literally checking every single item and the different color links and to see if they were connected. And then the currency, the whole currency system of how you have a chance to, re-roll the connected links or, have a successful chance to add all nodes to actually be connected there with links. Yeah, that was super satisfying for me too. But, and for Tarkov within the first 48 hours was most certainly my first successful PMC extraction. That was very successful, of course, not just getting out there with barely anything on you, right? Just the clothes you came in with on your back. No, like an actual successful extraction, got some PMC frags, took out some scavs, great XP, bunch of gear, turned in some tasks. That felt, that felt great, that's man. Cool. That was a rush. Even just the first PMC come in, the whole interaction. I actually remember it was on customs map, and it wasn't just one PMC, it was two. And I'm used to FPS and Milsim in general, but I wasn't surprised that I took him out. I was just surprised who I took out because those guys were geared. Like I wasn't too familiar with all the meta and the gear, but when I took him out and I wasn't streaming at this particular point, but was on Discord and I was screen sharing with a homie and I was specifically playing a solo raid because I wanted to learn the game at my own pace and not, hey, come here, play with a group. And these guys like, hey, come here, go over here, do this. I don't like to learn that way. But I was in a Discord, we were all kind of hanging out, and I shared my screen, and it was, they were both over, one was a level 30-something, one was a level 20-something. Clearly this means a lot to me, because I remember, this guy had a fucking absolute... That's why I asked. Absolute meta M4, right, with all this Giga Chad gear, like decked out rig, massive bag, great armor, or like class 5, class 6 or something, decked out helmet with the side paddings and stuff too, and the whole works, man. The other guy had some... absolute ramped up DMR and just the whole, just like that feeling, right? So I had so much loot between those two guys, I barely even know what to do with myself. I was so heavy. I wanted to bring it all home, but I couldn't. I had to make some sacrifices. So I didn't know the extract points. So I got a map here, right? I got Map Genie on the second one, and I got the guys talking to me, or giving me comms where to go because they were just watching my raid at that point. I'm fucking like level 2. Right at this point, and I get out, dude, and I had like over 10,000 something XP with all the extra scav kills, the looting XP, the healing, 2 PMC kills or something. It was just glorious, man. And yeah, ever since then, dude, I've always just tried to ride that same high or chase it again, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So within the first 48 hours, hell yeah, and I was just I remember I had an M4 with iron sights, and it's just a matter of me having the position on these guys. So I remember. It wasn't quite a third party, but I guess technically it was an aftermath of a third party. So they were these two guys were fighting others. It could have been scavs or whatnot, but they were fighting in a different area, and I was waiting on the other side, and I started to peek, and I could have probably tried to take some pot shots and try to nape the guy, but I wanted to wait and get a better shot because they only had an iron sight. And so I just waited for my positioning, and then as they were creeping up, they came through, and I knew at some point they probably had to stop and loot or stop and heal, so I just kind of followed them a bit, and I just saw my opportunity, and just like literally probably 3 rounds top. Just the first guy, boom, one tapped right there, right in the side of the head. He's out, and then the other guy turned around all skittish and just doof doof, just a quick head eyes to the guy, and I said, "Damn, bro, that felt great."
That's awesome.
History. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
great story. Thanks for asking. Yeah, thanks for that. Actually, dude, thanks for that. I appreciate it. I haven't actually revisited that great feeling in a while, so thanks. Good to tell that story.
Spooker does a really good job of finding these people to talk to, and a lot of the guys that I've noticed that we've talked to are, you know, big RPG guys, but they all play Tarkov, and they all have
That's funny.
crazy stories like you do. And it's always so cool to ask the Tarkov guy, like, tell me, what was it? Because I tried Tarkov, I couldn't get into it. It was too much for me. It was too overwhelming, anxiety inducing. I remember crawling through, people yelling at me, I'm making too much noise, I get killed, I'm dead in the bushes. I'm like, I'm done, I lose everything. But like hearing like you guys talk, like everybody's got such a different story. You know, we talked to a guy and he's coming around a corner, he tells us how he's scared, he killed his own teammate because he didn't realize it's his teammate. You know, your story's fantastic about popping these high level guys. So it's so cool to hear, you know, just the thing that makes it, what's the word you want to use? You know, like I can't find the word. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's cool, man.
It's a rush, man. And like again, for Path of Exile, I know my example for Path of Exile 1, it doesn't quite do the same justice in terms of the caliber of exhilaration, but it was though, because it's when I first watched Path of Exile 1 content, it was again like you, it was overwhelming and it was intimidating. But I understand ARPG, so I knew how hard could it be. And I also have a great audience, a very supportive community, Spooker included, and again, Travic, glad we met. So we certainly learned a lot from yourself too. But they were, of course, giving me some guidance. But then when I understood it, right, and applied it, I was just like, holy smokes, let's do it, man. Let's rock and roll. Let's get some fucking Earth Shatter here, man. Let's get some Sunder, bro. Let's get some. It's great, man. Yeah, some static. It's just.
Don't underplay it because it's so cool. So like Spooker and I see a lot of Path of Exile players. We talk to a lot, like between both our streams, a lot of people. We meet a lot of people like you who are very new to the game, very, you know, and hearing the small things like understanding links makes our job easier. Because like, don't underplay like that. That is such a key thing for PoE, right? Like understanding your links, understanding your colors, understanding how A connects to B to connect to, and like it's so cool to hear. Even on something so small, like that hurdle that you were able to overcome just brings a level of joy because it's, you know, not everybody's gonna be like, oh my God, I remember my first divine drop. Holy, or my
like what a rush, dude. Honestly, they're like, what a rush, man. I was just like, holy shit, buddy, we're getting it. Let's go.
Yeah,
like, let's finish this act 1. Let's get into act 2. Let's buy some 4 links, some 5 links. Oh, it's awesome, man. Like, it's a great game.
I definitely look forward to us talking in the future when more PoE 2 comes out. And hearing more about that, and if we get an update to Diablo, we can share cool Diablo stories. You know, for the 25th air quotes.
Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah to both, man. Yeah. Same. I'm looking forward to it.
That's cool.
It's funny that you talk about like the links and the colors and that different type of stuff because my dad's always been a big action RPG player as well. And his reasoning for not coming back to Path of Exile 1 Mercenary League was exactly that. He's like, nah, forget that stuff. I don't want to be linking I don't want to be spending, 12,000 fusing orbs to link my 6-piece chest again. Because he's very stubborn in the way that like he doesn't mind the trading between players or selling to players and all that stuff, but when he plays the game, he's pretty much playing self-found, like because that's just how he enjoys it. I literally have to say like, here's stuff, just take it. This will help get your chest piece linked or your boots. I think the last league he played, it was was it Settlers? Yeah, he did play the last league. So he was playing Settlers, and he was trying to get 4 blue links on a pair of armor evasion boots. And he tried for like 4 days, spending all his currency he could on armor evasion, 4 blue links, and if you know anything about Path of Exile 1, that's nearly impossible and if you don't know what you're doing.
That would be all intel gear. That would be just an intel piece.
Right. That would be the easy way to get 4 blues. Yeah. But when you just are randomly rolling it, I actually just learned a new trick about getting the colors
2 to 3, 3 to 4, 3 to 4, 3 to 4. Yeah,
exactly, because it doesn't alter the first sockets, and I never knew that until I don't know if it was this league or the end of last league that I
Could you end up giving your dad what he needed?
So, I was gonna say, yeah, I have a question there though. Like, did he end up getting it, or was he successful?
He did not, but he gave them to me, and because I play a little bit more than him. I won't say I play more. I guess having Travic as a mentor has been a tremendous help in the last, I think, we're going on 2 years now?
Yes.
Almost 2 years? Yeah. Him being a mentor, he's taught me so much about little things, and I've tried to learn as much as I can. But I didn't know that trick. But I think it was like the fourth day, he was like, I give up. Tony, if you can take these damn boots and get the 4 blue links, get them. If you can't, I'm quitting.
You see HbergLT, you see the stubbornness of his dad and how like it took him 4 days and how he was like, I'm just gonna give it to you. Let's solve it and go play the game. You can tell that Spooker's father is his father because Spooker does the same shit. Because he comes to us
from the tree.
He comes to us and he's like, my build don't work, and we're like, we have the solution, take it. He goes, I don't want it, bro. I said, what do you mean you don't want it? Just take the look. I give you what you need. You'll solve it. Is solved. Nah, bro, I don't want it.
Help you.
I'm listening to this story, and I'm like, this guy, this is him. He's telling it about him.
That is hilarious, dude. Yeah, totally right. I see it. I hear you.
But to end the story off on a funny note, he gives them to me, and I go take them to my craft bench, and I hit it with 3 chroma orbs, and it hits all 4 blue.
RNG being RNG, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, how'd you do that so fast? Teach me how you did that.
She's got a sick sense of humor, man. RNG, tell you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
Oh, yeah. Like another funny example too, even bringing D2 back, like RNG can just be so brutal sometimes in a humorous way. I have 2 pieces left in my lifetime Holy Grail of all time.
What are they?
Me too.
I was going to ask you. I was getting there to ask you.
Yeah. Tyrael's Might is one of them. I've only found 2 unique sacred armors. Again, out of thousands of hours and proper MF routes and proper MF range. And one was, of course, it was Templars, but at least the second one I dropped was Ethereal, so that's a huge HbergLT hit. So I found both versions of Templars, and the second one is Earth Shifter. So Earth Shifter, the unique Thunder Maul, and the unique Thunder Maul has 2 versions. There's Cranium Basher and Earth Shifter. I shit you not, I have ID'd over a dozen Cranium Bashers. I've lost count, but I know it's easily over a dozen, because in one season alone, I remember dropping 4 of those on stream, like in just one season, and I've dropped multiple since D2R has even been out in 11 seasons, and it's well over a dozen. I've never even hit an Earth Shifter yet. It's ID'd Cranium Basher every single time. So yeah, that's our TED Talk on brutal RNG.
We'll play PD2, and you'll drop the Sacred Armor, and the loot filter will say, pick me up, Sacred Armor, Tyrael's ? And then we're sick in PD2, dude. We won't ID the damn thing. We'll put it in our cube, put our Val Orb, and let God take the wheel.
Yeah.
And you just corrupt it blind. You don't know what it's going to be. You just slam it blind, and it's always green. It's always green. Never blue. It's always green.
Rip. You know, it's another cool concept, man. I like the whole slamming and corrupting thing.
The best is when you get like your Cranium Bashers or like your Tyraels or whatever, and you don't know which one it is, and you corrupt it, and then it corrupts rare, so you'll never know what it was.
Oh, I actually didn't know it could do that.
Yeah, you can
that's savage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
that's savage.
Yep. So there's been plenty of times where like I'll like be like playing PD2 and I'll like drop a unique ring and everybody's like, oh my god, a Wisp Projector Stone of Jordan. Just throw it in your cube, corrupt it, goes rare. You never know what it was. Throw it on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, some rare rings though can be the absolute best in these games, of course, as we know.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
You end up ever doing a Grail for Diablo 2?
Nope. Too much work. Too much of a headache. Too much RNG and misery. So I can't find the stupid set gloves with the poison resist on them. You think I'm gonna go sit there and find like a gold dagger? You know, I think it's like Death's Gloves gives you like 50% poison resistance or some shit. I need the stupid gloves to go kill Rathma. I can't find those damn things. You think I'm gonna go sit there and find a Gull Dagger? Oh, get the hell out of here. I was playing D2 the other day. I was playing the D2 Awakening the other day, and I dropped a Lenny Mo Sash, and I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing. I thought it was a PD2 Awakening thing. I went and go looked up the damn thing. It's a thing from 10 years ago, or 20 years
she's
ago.
real.
Yeah.
Even a lot of people too. Surprisingly, a lot of people forget about the Torch of Iroh. It's just a unique wand. It's and even another example too is Hotspurs. Just simple pair of unique boots. It's just those things that are because we all get to hell so fast, and
Yep.
just the way the RNG is and how it was coded with the games, those particular items probability. You never find that shit in your normal journey. You never find it in Nightmare either. You find it when you're hundreds of hours already into your, your level 90 plus geared up end game fucking Hammerdins or Lightning Sword, Javazons. That's when you start finding these things. Yeah. You even see the Grey Form. A lot of people haven't even found. It's surprising. A lot of people haven't even found Grey Form, just the unique quilted armor. But for me,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
For me though, my last pieces on the Holy Grail were all of the uber rare uniques, right? So again, Tyrael's, Cranium Basher, and then I hit Horizon. I had to get a Stormlash, which I knocked off. D-Web, Defathom. I mean, I found those a long time ago, but still, even before Stormlash, I probably ID'd the same thing, same boat as Cranium Basher. There, well over 1,000 of Tornadoes.
So
I can honestly remember, yeah.
So you've completed it? You've completed your Grail completely?
Nope.
No,
those are the two left. I have Tyrael's
items.
and Earth Shifter left.
Oh, okay.
He'll find the Earth Shifter before he finds it. If I had to guess,
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. I'd be surprised if I hit a Tyrael's on the third unique Sacred Armor that I drop, or if I find a Tyrael's before Earth Shifter.
Because you have to, you either have to be in a Terra Zone now or Bail, right? Those are the two. Those are the only two ways to do it. 85s.
You could still be in 85 zone, right? So places like the Pit, right?
Okay.
The Pit's a level 85 zone. You can drop it in there. Worldstone Keep's in 85. River of Flames in 85. Yeah, you should be able to find it there. But Terra Zones is your best bet, just to guarantee it. Might as well. Because I think there's I can't remember specifically, but there's some like Chaos Sanctuary, of course, is another 85. You can definitely find it in there. But I can't remember what specifically Avir mentioned. And they are also a veteran and pretty trustworthy. They said there's some 85s where, unfortunately, you can't actually drop everything in the game. But, yeah, I'll probably have to clarify that, too.
I've heard that before. I've heard some 85 zones can't drop certain things. I've heard that, like, that's why I mentioned the Bail thing, because I've heard that Tyrael's and other stuff like that. Like, Tyrael's, Death's Web,
even Griffin's.
Arachnid.
Yeah, Arax.
Yeah.
Another example.
Well, I've heard that before Terror Zones, at least, that it was Bail only. Because I remember we used to run the Pindle bot when we were kids.
Yeah, Pindle can drop all that. I don't know if Pindle can drop Arak, but I know he can drop Griffins. I think that was one of the whole...
I know he can drop Grandfather. That's my favorite D2 member. Yeah. On Pindle's again.
Grats. Yep, Grandfather. I can actually count on one hand still out of thousands and thousands of hours. One hand, how many times I've actually dropped the Grandfather?
I can count on one finger.
I think to be exact, it's 4. Oh, you've only found it once, right? Hey, at least you have, though. That's great.
My only 2 missing, which is bizarre, is a Rune, not Zod, and D-Web. Those are 2 in my Holy Grail that I have yet to never hit. I actually
just hit a D-Web this season, my 3rd. Is it a Cham?
No. It's one of the most sought after runes.
Was it Jaw or Bird?
Jaw rune.
Bear.
It's a bear rune?
Yep.
Damn.
I've never personally dropped one.
Buddy, trust me, man. You're getting your honey. All right, you're gonna be chilling with the bears pretty soon, and it's just the way it goes. Man. Once you find it at least once, you just find it so much more often. It's so weird. Like the great example for me is Defathom. Like I don't think of course I never found it. I think until season 4 or 5 on D2R. No, actually, it was season 3, and I specifically remember because it was a great season. So the first one I ever found was in season 3, and after that same season, I dropped about 4 or 5 more, and I think I've dropped at least one every single season I've played until this season right now, because we haven't been into it that long yet. But I've literally found a Defathom every single season since I've played then, after dropping the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. But a bear rune, that's exciting though, buddy. That's a good one actually to have for your last, and not the Zod. Let me tell you.
It's crazy because Zod was like one of my first rare runes that one of my first high runes I found when I actually started tracking the whole Holy Grail, and I was like, this rune sucks. It has no use.
It's great for some ethereal uniques though, for sure, like an Stormlash and Death Cleaver and just Asterons. Yeah, some honorable mentions for sure.
There's definitely uses for it, but like when I looked at it, I was like, it doesn't work for any rune words I want. I don't have any item I want to put this in. My font. That's my biggest memory of it is I dropped it and I was like, damn, this rune sucks. Why is this the highest rune?
Yeah, if you're in that boat that you just explained, like you don't have a use for it at all, then when you drop a Zod, you basically look at it as you just dropped yourself a Vex rune. It does hold a Vex value pretty much like always, that and Cham. So you look at it like, oh great, a Vex with a Z. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It took me. So I was thinking about. I was like, oh yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So talking about Holy Grail and drops and items and that memory of that famous loot that you've been farming for. What's your number one memory across any game? It doesn't necessarily have to be an action RPG, but that find or that feat that was just stands out over all these years or recent. It could even be recently. Like, what was that find? It has to be something you found, obviously, but like that drop, that find, or that item that you just, it was like, this is like the number one. This is it for me.
I love this question. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to give a top 3. I'll list them and then I'll order them after.
Okay.
I would say my first bear rune and jaw rune were both on P1, right? That actually matters. So the first time I ever found either of those runes was both on P1. So I have to match those equally because I found them both on my favorite class too. On my Druid, I dropped my first jaw rune in Tristram, and I dropped my first bear rune at Trev. So I feel like those are I have to give those evenly. So I'm just gonna say my first ever bear and jaw rune being P1 for sure. Number 2 example would be my first 40-15 jewel, because I dropped my first 40-15 jewel in cows, and I actually dropped 2 within that same week.
Oh wow!
Which was mind-blowing. They were both in cows. So, and then number 3 is probably my first perfect Ravenfrost.
Perfect Ravenfrost. So all Diablo. Diablo 2 specifically.
Yeah. And then for Path of Exile 2. I know there was a really, really, really good one in there. The first Divine drop felt great, especially the sound, right? With that loop filter. It sounded like so literally divine. The first Divine drop honestly felt the same for me as my first Burr Jaw rune. I would say I'd put those in the same category. They can all live in the same boat together. Yeah, that felt great. And
continue on your journey.
Yeah.
Maybe one day it will be that mirror drop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm chasing that, man. I'm
gonna give you advice. I'm gonna give you advice right now. Okay, listen. You got your loop filter. You got your loop filter. No. Listen, you go into your loop filter settings, right? You change the mirror sound from off the swing to literally anything unique. Because I lost the hype in my first mirror, man. In Frescia League, I was cruising and talking in Discord with the boys, and I heard the swing. The swing that makes you a little
divine swing.
Bro, I was grinding and looting. I heard the swing while talking to the boys. I'm running around the map like an asshole. I said, pick up the divine later. Grabbed the divine, didn't know it was a mirror, went around the map for another 5x minutes, went into another map, cleared another map, talking to the boys. They go, oh, guys, I found a mirror.
Yeah,
I didn't know I found a mirror. Didn't even know. Ruined the whole experience. So now my mirror has the shaper sound in the section that says the Mirror of Calandra, and that bitch still has Calandra. But I dropped 2 mirrors this week in Ultimatum, and I can get my sound effect. I'm mad.
Yep, it's funny. It's actually funny you mentioned that too, because one of my viewers said the exact same thing. It's actually great you say that. You guys have great minds, think alike. He literally said, "I highly suggest you change that that item filter sound, because when I dropped my first one, it was super underwhelming."
Yep.
I was like,
it ruined the whole experience.
noted. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want that. It's like, yeah, okay.
So
Yeah,
in this
appreciate you
league,
sharing.
I changed sacred orbs to say exalted orb because there's no sacred orb sound. So like every time I'm grinding out and I hear Shaper say exalted orb mystery, I'm like, son of a bitch, I missed the mirror. And I put Hinakora's locks and mirrors on the Shaper sound that says the mirror of Kalandra. So when you get that hype, you don't know which, you hit, because if you roll the mirror, you can roll a lock, and if you roll a lock, you can roll a mirror.
Yeah.
So
Okay, nice.
you have that that build up because they're so rare. So yeah, you absolutely, the next time you turn on Path of Exile, like if you don't know how to do it, we'll sit down and teach you how to do it. You go into Filter Blade. It takes 5 minutes to change the sounds.
Heard. Oh yeah, dude. I totally appreciate the advice, and I am most certainly going to do that. Yeah, we need something just that really fucking punches, you know what I mean? Right? Just really, really sings to you, man. We really need it to stand out. Yeah, appreciate it. And so yeah, I guess like in order, I feel like, I mean, the first Griffins also felt really good. A lot of D2, of course, right? Because that's my most played ARPG
Oh, of course.
all
Yeah,
time.
this is expected.
But I'd have to say, in terms of the caliber, because of its rarity, and also the fact that I had characters that I would certainly use it for, in order, I have to give it to the first 40, from number 1 to 3. Right? And so, just to reiterate, the Birdjaw and Divine, they're all in the same boat. They're equal. So I would say, in order, first 40-15 jewels, first place. Second place would go to the first Birdjaw Divine feeling, and the third place has to be my first Perfect Raven Frost. Because you already know, like, we go through literally probably hundreds and hundreds of those things by now. And to only see one, like, this many hours in, just goes to show, right? The probability is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
First 2020 Annie, 2010 first Perfect Annie. That's up there too. I'd give that a spot in the top 10 for sure. But yeah, great question. Thanks for asking. That was great. I love that one.
Yeah. Mine is still in Path of Exile 2. It's a two-handed mace, not the third tier, but only the second tier two-handed mace. I can't remember the name. And it was just one of those.
Temple Mole?
I think so. The good base with the high damage. It was just one of those perfectly rolled items. It had like the high tier raw fizz damage. It had the high tier raw fizz percent. It had the split percent and base fizz together.
Yeah, like
with,
a nice radiance
with
mod,
the plus to skills. And I don't
attack
remember.
Speed,
I think attack speed.
requirements.
And I think the third one wasn't requirements. I want to say it was a stat. I think it might have been strength.
Just as good, yeah. Juiced. And because you were using Giant's Blood, right?
I was not. I have never used Giant's Blood until, well, actually I did use Giant's Blood, but it was on it was on one-handed maces.
Okay,
But-
so yeah, even better if you were using it. So requirements wasn't as necessary.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge necessary. But here's the thing, right? It was an absolutely perfect thing. But me, I'm a gambler, man. I gotta corrupt it. Yep. Best drop down the window. It sat in the guild window for the rest of
I gotta
the
ask
league.
what happened. I don't want to ask, but I gotta ask. So like, what happened to you? You lost the fizz?
removed 2 fizz mods, so it went to like 50 to 100 DPS when it was like, I think it was like 600 to 800, I think, as only the tier 2.
Oh man, no, rip, dude. Sorry to hear. But hey, you know what? You could have. That's the thing, right? That's the thing with the Val, man. You could have skyrocketed that thing with either a nice implicit corrupted extra attack damage, like just straight up attack damage. Could have been fizz, could have been attack speed. It could have been an extra socket. The sky, right? The sky's the limit with these things. But that is the gamble we take, man.
No, that is not the gamble. You use the item. No. Nope.
I honestly, I gotta agree with Trav. I probably wouldn't have, but I give you props for taking the risk, because I did find I have a pretty similar example there too. But I played a shit ton of mercenary, right? As you know, one of my favorite classes still so far.
Yep.
I think pretty sure it's gonna be Merc, Templar, and Druid. Huntress and Ranger are also a lot of fun, but I found a crossbow was basically the same. Like, +7 proj, big attack speed, like massive, elemental damage on it, 2 fizz. It was just absolutely stacked. I couldn't do it. I couldn't corrupt it. I never did. By the end of the season, I couldn't do it.
I will give credit where credit's due. I do think Path of Exile 2 has the best of the corrupting systems.
I think their range is like, I think they have a better range of how much could actually possibly change. It's like 11 to 20 something percent. Another great player there, data miner like Janus there. I think he was saying it's only between like 11 to 23% it could actually corrupt. So even if it were to corrupt the ones that you're hoping it doesn't, it won't nerf it completely into the ground, but it definitely still can, right?
Yeah, because if you compare like PoE 1 to PoE 2, I'm way more likely to corrupt everything in PoE 2 because it just feels like you don't corrupt shit you need, obviously, right? Like you don't break anything you're not willing to lose. But in terms of like their corrupting system, adding a socket feels good. Adding an implicit feels good. Knowing my unique items can't just completely brick into rare feels so good. Like,
that's right. Yeah, that's right. In PoE 1, yeah, I remember.
Because in PoE 1 and Project Diablo 2, like you can just delete your item altogether. Like your thing just gets completely cooked and deleted.
Brick.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, bricked. Exactly right. Shouldn't have brick. That's a good point.
I would rather my item unique that I can corrupt lose 10% of its power, but I still have my item.
Yeah, so. that's a good point. Oh yeah. We've definitely hit some disappointing corruptions here so far within the 2 leagues of PoE 2, but at least it brought some laughs.
I think PoE 2 next month needs to be the Druid. I don't think they can be in a position where they can't release the Druid next month. I think it would be real bad.
I'm losing sleep over it.
Yeah,
I need confirmation like yesterday, last week. I needed confirmation last fucking month, man.
I've heard from some good people that that it's going to be very impactful and you should know what it is. And my source has been pretty good. They I don't know, he's gonna yell at me when he hears this, but he's been pretty good about, he's done some shit. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but his leaks have been pretty good. And he said it's more than you're expecting, and it's more than they were told because of how much it's constantly been changing and how much they keep adding to it.
You're talking about the next league in general, how much they've been adding and changing, or the Druid class?
Just to the league and how impactful it's going to be. And he said that the class that's coming with it is not what you're expecting. So he leads me to believe it's a Druid, but my gut tells me it's something stupid like Gladiator.
It's the thing is that you say it's not what you expect. The majority of people expect the Druid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has like from like a not knowing perspective. Like if I put what I've been told to the side from like people, right?
Right.
It has to be the Druid. Because when they released the Huntress, everybody was like, oh my God, we're getting the Druid. And then they were like, oh no, it's the Huntress. And everybody was like, oh my God, we're getting Huntress with Druid. And I was like, that's stupid. The Druid is such an impactful class. It has to get its own, like...
Oh, it needs its own limelight, just its own stage. Not share with nobody.
Yeah, even as like somebody who does, like, for me, it was the Monk, right? Like the Monk was my favorite class. Nothing's ever going to top the Monk, but I'm looking forward to playing the Druid. But as somebody who's like a Monk fanatic and an Assassin fanatic, I understand that Druid is such an impactful class that it would be foolish to not give it its own, like, expansion in League.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, it would definitely be pretty damaging, and definitely disappointing. Because
and I think go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, also considering that it's dropping on August 29th, which is basically September. Let's be real. So end of the month, and then that gives us September, literally just 4 months, and they have the 4-month leagues between them two in terms of how long they're gonna last, and then they had the 2-month release sort of hopscotch thing they're doing, right? So by the time if they don't drop the Druid, then we're already getting into a 1-year anniversary of EA without the druid, and then even if they announce, the full release or not, which I doubt, but then we'll still need to wait till that next league to get the druid, and then wait till that league finishes to get more announcements regarding the full access launch, right? The full release. So
I think it
really
has
hope
to be
they
the
do.
druid too, because they've said that the druid and the huntress were the two classes that are being done.
Yeah, they also there was mentioned that in like one of the first videos, and it's also the YouTube videos that have showcased some of the class gameplay. Like even I believe Crip has druid content on there too. Like some of the earliest ones when they were all flown over for the the private screening and gameplay there and the demoing. And now they said there's another thing here to kind of counterpart that in terms of speculation. They also said that only acts 1 to 3 for normal and cruel mode would be available during the EA. Right, and then once the full game launches, it's going to be acts 1 to 6, and cruel is no longer it's no longer a thing. But now they're saying, hey, we are finishing these things sooner than expected. We might actually start dropping a new act or new acts within the EA, and these things are kind of changing as we go. So maybe we get new acts, and then they peel the druid back, and then they do bring in duelist. But I don't know.
Well,
I'd rather actually keep normal and cruel and get the druid at this point.
Well, did you guys see there was the interview Jonathan did with I want to say it was like a Chinese streamer or Korean streamer.
Billy, or
it was, I think it was on Billy, yeah. But they asked him about acts, and that's where it all came from, where he's like, I don't know, man. I think things are done quicker than expected. Don't quote me on the exact wording of it, but I know very recently there was an interview with Jonathan and a streamer like out there, and we might be getting way more than we thought.
Well, they basically like 99% confirmed that we're getting at least Act 4, if not more than Act 4. So you figure, Act 4, a class, don't know which one yet. A lot of people are saying Druid. I personally don't think it's going to be Druid. I think there's been rumor or leaks or something else. I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard and seen Shadow in several places. But
we've also seen swords. There's been so many swords, and Shadow's not using swords.
Right, but what is Shadow using? Because
daggers and claws,
and traps. Yeah. Like there was recently another post where like a great sword was just found out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden, a great sword's in the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, also like the early access, even the tier 2 early access Pac-Man has his Y-hander MTX.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even bring it out for like an axe or a bow or something like right off the rip. They just gave you a sword T-Mog like first.
I think we're gonna get Act 4 way sooner than we think, because Mercenaries I think will lead and tie into Act 4, because Act 4 is King's March. We know that's 100% known. We know Act 4 is King's March. And we have all the information from King's March.
I remember hearing this too, yep.
I think my tinfoil theory is the PoE 1 story has to lead into Path of Exile 2. And I think King's March and what's going on with Expedition and everything in Jonah is going to somehow tie into the mercenary houses. And they're testing mercenaries right now, because over the last 2 years, Path of Exile 1 has tested everything for PoE 2 to know that it works. I think we're testing mercenaries for next month.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's my running guess.
Yeah. My guess is like we get Act 4, King's March, right? We get a class, don't know which, and then we're supposedly getting. Well, we're not sure, but we've been told that we're going to get some sort of auction house. We don't know if it's going to be in 0.3 or not, right? But just those 3 things alone, I think, is more than enough content for a 0.3 drop, and that is a lot of content, in my opinion.
Yeah, the auction house is going to be great.
I'm kind of curious how they're going to do it, though.
Just let me buy shit from that guy that's offline 20 days ago. There's an item I need. Yeah. I have messaged this guy. I have looked for this guy on Discord. Yeah. I have asked friends. Let me buy this guy's offline item. I need
That's what I'm saying, man. Like I don't, even if it shows that the player is currently online and you ping them, like, I mean, I'm not the type to spam, pings there for trades. I know how it feels on the other, on the other end of it. So I try not to, but it's like, it was fucking posted, 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, this player is online, you ping them like 5 times and you still never get an answer. It's like, dude, I want to buy this. I'm playing right now. Like, I need to use it now. So the auction house, I agree. Like, fucking the guy posted like 20 weeks ago. It's still there. Buy that sucker, boom, you get it.
I'm playing a new build right now.
I'm not for that, dude.
I'm playing this new cast on something, and this guy's got a cluster jewel I need. Or a megalomaniac. He's been online for 3 days. I have messaged this guy every hour for 3 days. Really, and it's not just me. There's multiple people now playing this cast and stun build that I put together, and everyone is messaging this guy, and he will not sell this fucking thing.
Maybe he's kind of just keeping the bobber in the water, waiting for some ridiculous offer. But he should at least, take the courtesy to respond to you and let him know, hey, just I'm still price checking sort of thing, and still kind of a highest bidder sort of deal.
Oh,
auction house dude would be great. Yeah,
I love that.
I just wish there isn't ways to really ruin it and exploit it, like what happened to D3s.
You mean paying my college tuition?
Yeah, I mean, I also I'm not saying it was wrong to make coin. I made some coin myself, but I'm saying it just got crazy. Like it got insane.
They got mad. They got mad. People were making more money than the devs.
No matter what happens with whatever system, I know there's a whole there's price fixing. There's this. No matter what happens, whether it's peer to peer, whether we use the forbidden Diablo 2 trading sites, no matter what the case is, there's always going to be some sort of market manipulation out of our control. So why not just make the easiest player-to-player experience and let us just... I would rather list the thing wrong and get currency immediately than not list the thing or it never sell. Or I'd rather get screwed and buy something, but it was obtainable. I'd rather overpay than not be able to get it at all, or I'd rather get paid less than it never sell at all because of I can't be listed while I'm sleeping.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
Or I'm too knee deep into I'm doing this crazy juice map. I have a headhunter. I have 40 buffs going on. I can't walk out to take your trade because it ruins my rest of my map, even though I want to take your 10C trade.
Yeah.
And then you finish your trade and you're like, I'll take the 10C. I love cash. Give me your currency. And the guy's like, nah, too late. Sorry, bought it from somebody else.
Yep.
That could have been in my pocket, bro.
And it was brought to my attention by some of my viewers in my community as well. They didn't want the whole, well, what if I want to barter, right? I want to have the auction house barter, right? And I was like, okay, that's cool. Well, no. Hear me out, because this is a possible solution that could work for that bartering process as well, right? You list your item, right? So that you can get pings while you're offline. Like you said, you want to sell your stuff when you're offline, or you want to buy something when someone's offline, right? So you get your ping, and then when that person comes on, they could take the thing, or at the same time, you could have that bidding style setup.
It happens. No, you can't do that. It happens in console because HbergLT here will put in an offer to buy my item. He has to, in console right now, put his divines up for it, and I can hold his money hostage. Because that's what's going to happen.
Pretty much.
You can't do that. You can't. And then if you have an auction house and the online trade system, stuff that's good, they'll never put on the auction house. They'll leave it on trade to never sell. Because they'll just put it there to price.
There's so many players.
So you're saying the only solution...
You can't have the barter system. You have to have an automated system. If guy lists it and he gets screwed, sucks. If guy listed it too much and somebody bought it, sucks. It has to be automated. It has to be handled. And you're never going to beat bots if you're auction house or not. Everybody's like, oh my God, what about bots? If people knew the dark side of Path of Exile and how people manipulate and cheat things,
it doesn't matter. They do it through the trade system as well. Yeah. They're going to do it just...
bots or not, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
Sucks. Shitty reality, but...
Yeah, I'm just excited to see that they're even considering it, because for the longest time, for many years, they've literally said no. They've just said no. So I'm super hyped that they're even considering it, and they're gonna try something. They said they're gonna try it, so
yeah.
It doesn't mean it'll stay.
I agree. I think it's sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's there's so many items. Again, going back to Chad's point, there's so many items. Even last league, like I guess the early access launch, leading up towards the end, where my character was not really close to min maxing, but I'm just saying like there was a lot of very very specific expensive upgrades that were only like that's basically the only thing I have left was just super expensive like breach rings or just other rare items and some weapons. And I would message these people, I'd ping them multiple times even during like the course of an 8 to 10 hour stream.
Yep.
Never got a reply. I'd go back and check the listing, they're still online. And like sometimes they would even relist the item and you know you have to ping them again and you still don't get an answer. It's like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
And then you ping the guy, he raises the price.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you ping him again, he raises it again. Like, I could have just bought this thing. Now I got to sit here with jerk off and hope he sells it.
You know what?
Yeah,
I've actually gotten around that a couple times. I won't say around that, but I had an item that I was buying. It was this league. I had it on live search. I don't remember. It was one of my jewels. I think it was. I needed something specific. I needed a certain percent lightning conversion with. I think I'm looking for a double Wrath Aura, and I it live pinged one of them. I was only one of the Wrath Auras, which I think was increased added lightning damage if you're running Wrath Aura. Anyways, it live pinged, and as soon as it live pinged, I sent him a message, right? And then I saw it was like literally like 2 minutes later, it live pinged, and it was the same one, same dude. So instead of like messaging him to buy it this time, I was like, dude, I want to buy your jewel. I'm willing to pay what it's worth. So
just give me a number.
Quit relisting it. Give me a number. And he was like, well, I'm looking at all these, and these two together sell for this. I was like, look, he was trying to sell it for. He first posted it at 20 div, way under. It was worth. I think it was worth like 65 divs. He was like, he first posted it for 20, then he relisted it for 25, and then the third time when I finally messaged him and said, hey, he listed it for 30. I was like, dude, I'll pay you what it's worth. Market value for these two things are about 50 to 60 div. I'll meet you in the middle at 55. And he was like, deal. And I was like, yes. But like you guys said, there's plenty of times where they don't answer, they don't respond, they ignore you. I truly, honestly believe some of these people they get pinged for it more than once and they just type DND. It's like I
think they just do it. I think they just get their rocks off, like showcasing what they have that people can't get.
It's certainly a combination of both those factors. Honestly, man, we'll truly never know.
Not me. I'm the dude.
And another thing the auction house is going to really fix too, is all of those just manipulating undersales. So, like for example, you'll see a headhunter there. Just again, ballparking. So you'll see a headhunter, and we know that the current going rate for that sucker is say between 20 and 22 divine, and then you'll see a few recent posts that are only listed for maybe quite literally 1 divine or 3 divine or 5. And you know, there's a few posts right like there, and then it gets into the actual consistent, you know, listing there of between 20 to 23 divine, for example, and then they try to just manipulate the price market, and they'll have it there, and they'll have all sorts of people pinging them. I'm sure hundreds of players pinging them, going crazy, but then they'll never answer and they'll never respond, right? And so for some other, like, obviously they just won't be able to do that, the auction house, because once it's listed, you know, it'll just be sent to our mail, and it's ours now. And if they listed for that thinking they were going to do something like that, then it's just, you know, jokes on them. But it's also one thing that I've seen a lot from just more casual players as well. In the chat, I've seen this comment many times. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I don't get a chance to play very often. I've made maybe about 4 or 5 divine. I really need this item. I got so excited. I saw a bunch of listings there for 1 or 2 divine. They never answered, and then it ended up everything else was like 20 something divine. I never got it. You know, my character never got better. Had just couldn't go anywhere. Lost interest to play, and that whole domino effect, right? So
it's stories like that why I spend so much of my content and time trying to make sure players like that never feel that again. Like, because there's so many ways to make currency and trying to teach the player to get over that hurdle. So, like, today, for example, somebody's like, is what you're doing really profitable? I was like, I've made more money than, like, you know what to do with today, just XDD chatting. And he's like, it doesn't work. I'm like, I've been live for hours in front of you, printing and printing and printing, and you're telling me I'm lying. The pro is don't even get me started. We're already so late into this podcast. We'd go on for another hour.
There's another episode. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we are running short on time. I know you got deadline to head out, HbergLT. So quick question we like to ask everybody. Through your gaming career, the beginning of your gaming journey to current day now, if you could pick one game, any game, in the state that you would want it to be in, right? What game, and it's the only game that you're just, that's your game. Number one, that's all you get forever, right? If you can pick that one game, what would it be?
So simplified is, what is the one game that I would pick that nothing needs to happen to it? It's perfect to me just as is.
Well,
I don't need changes
in whatever
right?
state. Like, for example, we have Diablo 2 Classic,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
right? You have
we're
Diablo
talking
2
about-
LOD, or you got D2R. Those are all three.
Point eight.
Point eight, yeah. Because there's some games that, like, you can't go back and play today, right? It's not the same experience, especially like MMOs or MMORPGs. There's certain windows of times where the game it was so good. Like Neverwinter, for example, was an absolutely outstanding game. I loved it. It was a great MMO, but I would never go back to it today because it's just not the same game that I enjoyed playing, right? But I could still say that that's going to be one of my top 10 games that I would love to just play forever. So with that,
I would definitely say the D2R being infused with the whole project, Diablo team inspiration and concepts they brought. I think that is definitely the main example I'm going to use here. So I'm going to give you, I'll hit you with all three. So that is probably the main that I wish that I would play all the time, that I wish I could have it like that, even in the current state of it. I still enjoy it. But if we could alter its state, that would literally be like the main squeeze. It's, like I was saying, it's probably the only thing it'd be 98% of my gaming content on Twitch would be Project Diablo 2 Resurrected, or D2 Diablo 2 Resurrected Remastered sort of thing, right? So that is number one. And number two, if I could play a game that isn't around anymore, right? Because they stopped the service, the servers are gone, or the game is gone, that would be City of Heroes / City of Villains. That was an MMO RPG back in the day. Not too many people know of. Yeah,
I've
dude,
heard
that,
it. Yeah.
Oh, bro, that was so freaking fun, man. The character customization too, like how you can make your character look. The build diversity was incredible. So there was City of Heroes and City of Villains, and then a game that I could literally play all the time just as is with no changes, nothing to it. It would be Fallout 3. Fallout 3 equally tied with The Last of Us Part 1.
That's a good one. Those are good.
nice.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Fallout 3 is definitely a little bit higher rated, but yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for asking, man. Great question.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
I think we have time to fit this in here. I gotta ask you the same thing. So
so you want all three topics,
Sure,
or
sure,
styles,
yep.
similar to your answers. Okay, so I think my first answer for just all around just great game that I loved. I'm gonna go back to probably my RTS days. I've always loved RTSs. I just was never the greatest. So I'm gonna say, for as is game that I just love as is, would have to be StarCraft 1. Just the OG original Terran versus Zerg with the side of the Protoss coming in to interfere. It was just great story, great everything,
pick.
great play.
Yeah, legendary.
Just awesome game.
I thought it was either going to be StarCraft 1 or Age of Empires 2.
Yeah, Age of Empires 2 was good too.
Absolutely goated, yeah.
As far as like a continuing game or a game that I could adjust to my own liking, I would probably say, I wouldn't say my own liking, but just an evolving game with the things that I like would be probably Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 2 is just such a phenomenally great game. It has so much more to go. I will give it that. But I think the direction, and if they take certain aspects from PoE 1, and like a lot of people say, I don't want PoE 2 to be PoE 1, nor do I want PoE 1 to be PoE 2. But I love the art style. I love the direction. I love the comboing, being able to play with other people, being rewarded well for playing with other people. You know, like you're dropping some lightning totems and I'm throwing some lightning sparks to send them off to do double, triple damage.
I totally hear it. Agreed.
But then I'll have to throw out
for sure.
Number 3, my greatest of all time games that I could forever play to the end of day, forever and ever and ever and ever, because it's just such a timeless masterpiece. Halo 2. Hang 'em high, to be specific.
Yeah, Halo 2 again. Yeah. I hear it, Ben. Even online, buddy. Like, I'd just love to do I'd love to play another online match, man, with the battle rifle. So good, man. Shoddy snipes, classic man, team SWAT, all of it.
It's that
Halo 2
OG
is God
pistol
tier, bro.
with that scope across Hang 'em High. You ain't getting away from me.
It's God tier. That's a great mention, bro. Yeah, that one hit home for me too.
Nice.
Halo 2. Yeah, we got super sweaty on Xbox Live. That's a great pick. I like it. Trav, what about you?
If I were to go back in time and play a game like back in the day, it would be the old school EverQuest. I remember being in high school playing EverQuest every day with my friends and coming to school telling stories about where we grinded, dying, collecting our body, doing different raids, getting our epic 1.0s. EverQuest back, like if we were going back, like EverQuest. You know, there's always the Diablo 2, but I saved Diablo 2 because I'm going to steal your answer, right? Like 100% going to steal your answer. If Diablo 2 ever teamed up with the Project Diablo boys, or we got real true modding on D2R to like play on like servers and online, it'd be all I do forever, right? Like I wouldn't, there, like, I love Path of Exile. Path of Exile saved my streaming career, right? Like I'm in debt to it forever, and I'm in debt to like my community and my PoE players and the people that support me. But like, I would go back to D2 in a heartbeat, in a heartbeat.
Great
and if I were to pick a game right now in its current state that I knew I could play forever and still make a living, and people would watch, and I wouldn't get harassed for it, and I could just live my life and play my game and wouldn't get shit, Black Desert Online.
Black Desert Online?
Black Desert Online. Best game I've ever played. Hands down, top 3. Easy. Yeah, great, fantastic. Will ruin your life forever. Best game ever.
I think I'm actually thinking of the wrong game here.
Maybe not. My buddies tried to get me to play BDO
Black Desert Online
last year.
Sandboxes too. Sandboxes again, they're just so fucking addicting, man.
Yep. You can create gear, you could craft gear, you can grind endlessly. I would play the shit out of that forever.
Okay, I gotta say, all right, in that particular caliber, I will add one more. The whole thing you just said there, make a living, do anything, never get harassed. Fucking, I gotta give credit. I gotta give honorable mention here to Daisy. That's another Daisy is another. Yeah,
I was on the H when Daisy was a thing. I was on the H1 side. I was playing H1 back in the day.
Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah, dude. H1, and then Daisy's based off the Armor 3 mod. But yeah, Daisy, woof. Yeah, probably well over 3,000 hours easily.
I will leave you guys with this. If after this conversation, if you go play any game that'll ruin your life forever, not Black Desert. If you're gonna go play a game that's gonna ruin your life, you got about 40 to 60 hours. If you choose to stream it, shut off chat. Like, shut off chat. Like, immediately ignore everybody. Go play Expedition 33.
Oh yeah.
Claire Obscura?
Yeah.
Claire, honestly, I'll definitely keep my chat online for that one, dude. Many people have mentioned that. I've watched a bunch of it too. It's visually stunning, and I'm pretty sure that's probably going to take Game of the Year this year, based on all the reviews and just the quality that I saw. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes it. I think that's probably the strongest candidate so far.
I'm trying to find that window.
Wait, was Wukong was last year? Wukong was
was
last
this
year,
year.
right?
No,
Wukong
it
was this year? Okay, was this year?
Wukong was this year, yeah.
I
was
think
gonna
so, yeah.
Wukong is certainly up there too. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty tough competitor. That thing got incredible reviews.
No, August 20. I played Wukong August 24th, 2024.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
It
Yeah,
was
thank
last
you.
year.
I thought I was
So it was
losing my
last
mind
year.
there for a
Okay. I
second. I'm like,
was-
this year? I was like, yo, wait, what? Yeah.
No,
okay.
it was it's almost a year. It's almost a year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, it's good to clarify, right? Because for a second there, I was like, holy shit, what?
Yeah,
where
It's on
is
my
it?
list.
somebody's gonna fact check
Yeah.
me, call me an asshole. I get it. It's fine. So
Hey, you wouldn't be Trav
Yeah.
if they didn't.
I'm trying to get as many people as I can. Claire Obscure was just out of this world. Great game. Great.
Between you, Trav, and some of the Xbox games from the Xbox Game Showcase, I watched that, and there's a ton of crazy good games that are coming out that are going to be available day one on the Xbox Game
Sick.
Pass. So I purchased the Game Pass specifically to try Claire Obscure 33 or Expedition 33. So I've been staying away from watching them because I'm big into lore and stories, and that's where I kind of differ from some of my friends. But it has been an absolute pleasure having a
Absolutely.
wonderful
It's fun.
conversation.
It's a good time.
Very good.
We are always open to have another episode if you're down, and we can
me
configure episode number 2. But I think for now, this is the wrap up for episode HbergLT. So why don't you tell our
Thanks for having me,
viewers, absolutely, why don't you tell our viewers kind of a recap, who you are and where can they find you?
Yeah, you heard it from the man himself. The name's HbergLT. You can catch me on Twitch at HbergLT. I stream 5 days a week, and I'm a full-time streamer on Twitch. I do produce some YouTube content, but of course, as if you guys are watching the episode here listening, a lot of ARPG stuff as well, some FPS shooters, and I also like to dabble in some other variety, mentioning titles like DayZ, even some single-player horrors too. And yeah, so I love this, man. Right? Loved video games ever since a kid. Just always loved also being able to talk for hours and just be on some sort of stage here and entertain folks and just have good times and just be a part of a great community, and just hopefully I can have a positive impact and help change your lives and just share the good times, of course, right? So that's a little bit about me, and I hope to see you there. And I hope you guys also enjoyed this episode. And I just want to again give shout out here to Spooker and Trav for having me. Really appreciate it.
That was a good time.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one. But with that being
Hell
said, and definitely a awesome, very, very warm, heartwarming finale question there. That was great. And I hope some of you guys maybe have some similar or the exact same titles on your list as well. But yeah, cheers, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yep. So that's the end of the episode. You guys have a wonderful night, day, or whatever time or day, place it is for you, wherever you're listening. And we'll catch y'all in the next episode.
Peace out. Cheers.
See you.
Static buzz in the midnight air. Travic and Spooker in the gamer's lair. Blue drops falling like a neon rain. Pixel worlds driving us insane. Halo rings light up the fight. Sonic speed blurs through the night. Diablo's demons in the dungeon's breath. Path of Exile paths leading to death. Live farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. Talk of bosses grinding bones. Legends born in gaming zones. Quests that stretch beyond the frame. In this podcast we name the game. Controllers on the heartbeat song. Spooker's laugh keeps the vibe strong. Travic's words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. The farming gossip in the glow. Digital whispers in the flow. EverQuest dreams keep us alive. Dead by daylight screams collide. keeps the vibe strong. Travic words cut through the noise. Gaming tales from girls and boys. The farming